Welcome back to another episode of the Armchair Pundits podcast weekend review show. And what a weekend it has been. A lot of surprises. And
There weren't too many.
There weren't a lot of surprises.
There weren't too many.
We didn't expect the Liverpool game to get cancelled.
Okay,
We didn't expect Man United to lose 3-2. We didn't expect you to draw.
I don't know about that.
I didn't expect you to draw. Come on, you expected to draw your game.
No, but I know people that would have predicted a draw. And the Man United result isn't beyond the realms of possibility.
Well, I mean, it is with Forest, bruv. They haven't won away at United since 1994, bruv. So let's just call it for what it is.
They're surprises,
bro. It's been a long time. That's a surprise.
Bro, the way that you've been playing is not surprising. And the way that Forest have been playing, it's not surprising.
It definitely is.
It really isn't. It really isn't. But anyway, we move.
But once again, I'd like to thank you guys for subscribing. For those of you who subscribed. If you're new to the show, don't forget to subscribe. Might as well do it now. Like and share once you are finished, or share in between. So, as you are aware, and if you're not, this is the first time you're watching, we have been doing our predictions for the next games. So, I'll go through what we predicted for this current game week that has just finished. So, I predicted Liverpool would win 2-1 against Everton, but obviously that game was called off. Bevan predicted Arsenal would win 2-1, and I'm pretty sure in the 80th minute he thought he was right, but alas,
for 30 seconds,
Martin stopped him. Lamont somehow thought Man United were going to win 2-1, which is plausible. Daryl thought
that was more because it was a close game. That's what I was going for.
True.
I knew it was going to be a close game.
Yeah, it was, boy. Daryl thought Chelsea would win 2-1, and Leon thought that Chelsea would beat Spurs 3-1. So no one was right, and no one got the correct score, and no one got the score right at all. So it's an interesting week. So at the end of the show, we will do predictions for the next game week, and you guys can join in as well. You can put your predictions, what you think it's going to be, and leave your comments as well on what you think about what we've been saying. So, without any further ado, we'll go through our running order for this game week. And we will be starting with Spurs losing to Chelsea once again at home. Fulham digging deep to stop Arsenal from winning. Man United, as Lamont said, allowing Nottingham Forest to win for the first time at Old Trafford since the 90s. And Palace have got a habit of stopping Man City from winning games. So, but a 7 losses this season for Man City, or 6 losses in the last 8 games or so. So their troubles are continuing. So we'll move on to the Tottenham game. And boy, I've spoken enough as it is, but I'll probably speak again before Leon. So I'll let either Bevan or Lamont take the lead.
Where do you start, James? Where do you start? I mean, you know what? Most Tottenham fans, I think, going 2-0 up so early in the game would have been rubbing their heads like, guys, too early. Mate, I've been in company with Spurs fans for years, and every time Spurs score early, it's the same kind of feeling around the room or, in the company. And they were right. Do I feel like they could have held out and, got a draw maybe or something? I'm not entirely convinced, just because I don't feel like the players were being logical on the pitch for some of the decisions that they were making. But Chelsea just done what we've been talking about them doing for weeks, which is just getting another 3 points, just, grinding out the result, not playing particularly well, but getting a few moments. I mean, I don't think they're overly paid.
Second half, they played well. They played very well second half.
I mean,
they were allowed to play well. They were allowed to play well, James.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
I don't think they were exceptional, James. I feel like Spurs just didn't do what they was meant to do. I don't know what.
Yeah.
No. We don't know that, Lamont. We actually don't know. We don't know what they were meant to do, bro.
I'm trying to give you something there. I'm trying to give you something, Lee.
Well,
honestly, I'm trying.
you know what they wasn't supposed to do.
I'm not gonna interrupt yet. Let me just stop myself from just wilding out on this rotted team.
Yeah, it's a difficult one though, Lee, because obviously you're watching a game of football and you're not expecting someone to do a slide tackle like Basuma did
Brainless
for the first penalty, and you're definitely not expecting Sarr to rush in on Cole Palmer in a penalty box. Those two things for me are huge moments in the game.
It's criminal.
The thing is, with the Sarr one, it's where it was as well. Bro, he was about to run outside the box. Bro, let him run out of the box. Let him run out of the box. What's wrong with you? Seriously. I was vexed, because it was almost a perfect weekend. Like, everyone was dropping points. And I was sitting there thinking, come on, Spurs. And I see that strippiness. I'm like, mate, listen. I've said to Leon, and obviously he doesn't agree, it possibly could have been different if both centre-backs had stayed on the pitch, because they could have had a bit more command over the midfielders acting stupidly. Probably not, because stupid is a stupid does. And obviously, Basuma is stupid. So he might have done it. But I don't know. I thought Tottenham, they started really well. And it's just chance after chance they're missing. Like, they could have been up by probably 3 goals in the first half by the time it finished. It was just sloppy at times. But it gave me hope to a degree that they could possibly get a draw. But then when they went to 2-2, I said in the group, this is going to end 4-2 or 5-2. When he made the subs, sorry. It's when he made the subs, isn't it? When he made the subs.
We're going to implode.
It was the changes.
We're going to implode.
That in, Jay.
Yeah, as soon as he made those subs, I was like, no, this is not happening. Because my man doesn't want to, he wants to still win this game. No, it's not happening. So, I don't know.
It's not to mention, though, Spurs did have a few chances, though, you know. Like, I know they didn't play particularly well, but they still had a few chances where, for me, if they do better, like Son had a gilt-edged chance. As a skipper, he has to bury that. He has to bury that.
Or at least slide it across the goal to a
Werner.
even open
Werner
goal,
was
bro.
standing in the middle on his jack.
I understand why you would second guess giving the ball to Werner at this stage, because he is absolutely horrendous right now. I don't even know what to call. And bro, I think I said this before. It's the only comparison I can make is Space Jam, bruv. Literally. Someone came down and took all of his footballing powers away from him when he was at Chelsea, bruv. It's got even worse.
It's that extra. Even worse. It's that so extra year he got given, bruvs. That extra year is taking away his powers, bruvs.
No, bro, it happened at Tottenham, bro. From Tottenham, from Chelsea's, he said.
From Chelsea days. It happened at Chelsea.
Yeah,
I thought you were talking about Son.
Crazy.
Sorry, not
No. I'm just talking about the reason why Son probably didn't want to square it is because he doesn't trust that Werner will finish that. But, bro, then you know what? We did start off really well. Put pressure on the Chelsea team, harried them, put pressure on Sanchez. Sanchez was making errors at the beginning. We were getting interceptions. We making him clear the ball out for throw-ins and whatnot. But as you guys have already said, taking our chances. Against City, we took all of the big chances that we were able to conjure up. Against Chelsea, we missed, I would say, about 5 gilt-edged chances in the first half. Decision making again in not just the final third, which is something that normally gets on my nerves. At the back, players putting people in trouble. Like, if you can see a man is literally about to have a player right up his backside, why would you give him the ball there? And we consistently do it. Like, I don't know what's going on. Like, Lamont was talking about, we don't know if that was Tottenham's game plan to do certain things, but some of the decision making, it just doesn't make sense. There's been a lot said about the high line. Like, we didn't play a high line today, but we literally didn't lay a glove on Chelsea. Like, all game, Chelsea were winning the first ball, the second ball, and when they had possession, we barely made a tackle. in terms of trying to put pressure on them. Whenever we had the ball, Chelsea were on us, making sure they don't give us no time. When Chelsea had the ball, they had all the time in the world just to spray the ball. So when people say, when your guys are looking at Chelsea and James is saying, yeah, Chelsea played really, really well, we allowed them to play football. We allowed them to take control of everything on our ground. And it's the same thing. They call it 3-point lane for a reason. It's because we allow teams to impose their will on us because we just allow them to play football. Like, I understand that Ange has a certain philosophy and a way of playing. When you have the ball, that's all well and good. But when we don't have the ball, there's no defensive tactics, it seems. All people are doing is reacting to everything that happens on the pitch. No one is trying to force teams into playing where you want them to play. We just allow teams to spray the ball, cross-field passes. Players got time to touch the ball. There was times in our own box where a player has a chance to trap the ball inside our own box and try to lick off a shot or a pass. How does that happen in the Premier League? Only Tottenham allow these things to happen because I don't see any other team do it. Like, people were criticizing Southampton for trying to play out the back. Like, we try and do some of the same things, and it's like there's a time and place for playing football out of the back, and there's a time and place where sometimes you just got to go route one and start there, because what we're doing is we're trying to play at the back and we're losing it in our own third. What's the point? If we're going to put someone else in danger of losing the ball or getting intercepted, you might as well launch it and at least start pressing from their defensive end, not from our own half. So for me, it's just,
to be honest, Leon, you're right. You're right, Leon. Do you know why? Because there was one moment when Van der Ven was on and you guys were playing with it at the back and he just hoofed it.
Yes.
I said,
bro, do you know how the crowd reacted to that?
Done.
They were so happy. It was like, oh my God, we cleared and Solanke won the ball, bruv.
Yeah. I give it credit. Solanke had a good game. I thought the rest of the team let him down, man.
They did, and the referee was giving him nothing as well because he was getting manhandled by Badiashile, bruv, and the referee weren't giving nothing. So he did really well, but the players didn't back up. Our midfield was missing today, absolutely missing.
I got to be honest.
Go on.
Lee, I got to be honest. I know you're kind of really quite, you're hurt by the performance today, but I do feel like Chelsea were lucky to keep 11 men on the pitch.
Yes,
we couldn't see what happened. And how does it go to VAR and they don't check it, or they check it but don't see it as a red?
They checked it.
They said it wasn't enough force in the tackle because Kulusevski had an elbow to Lavia's head, and they said the same thing. It wasn't enough force and it was accidental. They said Kulusevski was accidental and not enough force.
So what was Caicedo's then? Was it?
They said not enough force. They said it wasn't enough force. He does it all the time. In the Carabao Cup final, he took out Gravenberch and Endo. Endo limped for like half an hour, and he never gets a yellow card for it. He gets away with it so often with his late challenges. I don't know how.
There was a lot of things going on in there.
You know what though? Even if they had gone down to 10 men, we would have done nothing. We wouldn't have capitalized on it because that's how Tottenham are, bruv.
Lee, I'm gonna be honest here. Just watching it, you guys had a few chances.
We did, but we didn't finish them. What I'm saying is, when I'm saying that if they went down to 10, we wouldn't have capitalized on it because Chelsea would have sat back and we would have struggled to break them down because that's what's happened in other games. Like when Fulham went down to 10 men the other week, we didn't do anything at that point. But when it's 11 against 11, where teams are going to try and win the game, we tend to try and create something, and more often than not, we create chances. But if you don't take them, this is what costs you. But again, the game rides on the two stupid tackles from Basuma and Sarr. Like you very rarely see anyone slide tackle in their own box anyway. In this day and age, people don't really slide tackle in a box.
And at the pace,
but he slid so early.
Yeah,
like, why are you sliding from now? Like it reminded me of when Son did it in a I think it was the FA Cup semi-final against Chelsea. We played at Wembley and he made a stupid tackle that Victor Moses saw the leg and was like, I'm just going to trip over this leg because he slid so early. Basuma did exactly the same thing, and as soon as he did it, man, I lost it in the crowd, I'm not going to lie. And then Sarr, I don't know what he's doing. As James said, Palmer is running out of the box with the ball. He's protecting the ball. That's all he's doing. And for whatever reason, Sarr's just gone over and pushed him over. What are you doing? Are you 10?
Yeah.
Are you a 10-year-old?
It's true. No, it's true. It's true.
Yeah, that is awful,
and to be fair, them two have been probably arguably your best, I say best players in terms of, because maybe not
when they play
so
together, normally yes, but this season it's been like Jekyll and Hyde performances, man. Like the whole team, to be honest, Jekyll and Hyde. You just don't know what Virgil's going to turn up.
And your two centre backs are now. Kind of, back on injury list. By the looks
it's a crazy risk though. Like, why would you bring both of them back? They're both injured outs. Dragosin has been, to be honest, Dragosin has been okay. Let's leave Dragosin in. Leave Dragosin in and let him play with one of them. Because then now, what he said after the game is that he doesn't think Van de Ven is that bad. He said he felt a bit tight, so he took him off. He was only supposed to play 60 minutes anyway. But when when Alfa Romero went off, then he had to play a bit longer. So it could be a case where Dragosin, where Van de Ven isn't an issue, but still, come on, man. Your two best centre backs come back from injury for weeks, and you play them both.
And just got some questions to answer. I said it to you, Lee, and I said it to DJ. For me, as a manager, he has got some. Like, you got to take the responsibility there and make that decision decisively. And you can't put both of your guys that are just coming back from injury in a game like this. When, if you really pre it, the last time you played Chelsea at home, it was almost a similar outcome in terms of the pace that the game was played at.
Mm-hmm.
There wasn't much difference.
They only played well it was 45 minutes, man. I think they went out too quick. They were spent by the second half.
Yeah.
All right, last question. If this continues, should he get the sack?
To me, sacking a manager isn't the answer. Our chairman has a lot to answer for. We still don't have the right personnel in this team to win things. We don't have a captain. We don't have a genuine leader, someone who's going to go on the pitch and manage the team on the pitch. We haven't got one of those. We need one of those urgently. We need at least two, because we need someone in defence and we need someone in midfield to talk to these guys on the pitch and to guide them, because they're clueless at dealing with game management. So for me, no. But he needs to figure out how to adapt to the Premier League, not SPL, not flipping J League in Japan or the Aussie A League. This is the Premier League, bro. You can't be thinking that you're playing Falkirk and all these little teams. You're playing big teams, bro. Every week, man. You can't take no game lightly, and you got to tell these guys if they're not going to be consistent, they need to go. They need to go, because mentally our team is so weak. So yeah, you got to stick with him and like back the manager. Try and do something, because we can't continue like this.
Okay. Well, we'll see how it all falls out for the rest of the week. So we'll move over to the other side of North London, or other part of North London, and a game that gave me a smile, to be honest.
Really? Imagine
had me vexed. Had me vexed in the 80th minute, because I put it in a group. Listen, I'm watching this game, just waiting for Arsenal to score a winner in the last few minutes, and then I thought I was so right towards the end, and I've never been so happy to be so wrong. So
listen, you would have been wrong. You would have been wrong if a guy knew how to stay on side.
Yeah.
Like that left hand side, man. Oh my word! Like just missing. I feel like my team it's a system based team. There isn't there's no real like maverick in that team, as far as I'm concerned. You got players that are good, and they're better than 90% of the league, because that's where we are. But if Saka has a bad game, or Ødegaard has a bad game, our creativity dies, and there isn't. I said at the beginning of the season we needed something on the left hand side, and we needed a striker. We haven't, unless it's going to be Saka going to be the match winner. I don't see anyone else that's going to step up to do it. Like inside that the first before they scored, 10 minutes, we were pinning them back, and it looked like we could score. But as soon as they get out, they have 23 passes, and we can't get anywhere near them. the through ball to Jimenez is decent, but I think Kivior should come across, and he hits it. He hits it early, and it goes in. And as soon as Jimenez got onto the ball, he's going to score.
Yep.
As soon as he got
He's
onto the
that
score,
kind of striker, isn't it, Bev?
yeah, he is. Yeah, and he scores. They had one shot on goal in the first half, or one shot on target in the first half, and two in the second half. And with the second one, Raya has to hit. I think they either hit the post or Raya makes a save. Other than that, not really much to say about. I think Smith Rowe, if it wasn't for a bad touch, he would have been in at one point. It's like they what they did was they sat back and said break us down, and from open play we just didn't do it. It's there's something missing, and I said it when I was watching the West Ham game. I was saying that we need to start scoring goals from open play. Scoring goals from corners is all good, but like it's not. That's a part of the game, and yeah, it's a good skill. It's a good
It's a
attacking.
bonus.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a good thing to. It's a good thing to have in your arsenal. No pun intended, or all puns intended. But there needs to be more than that, because if teams are away from home, teams are going. That's how teams are going to set out to kind of sit back and get us on the counter, unless we're going to be playing a team like Liverpool or something like that, where they're gonna. I feel like they'll take the game to us. At home, they can do that, but if we score, then we're more likely to take that kind of game over. But in this game, it's just I don't know. We just didn't. There was something missing in attack. I don't think there wasn't any time that I thought Leno had anything, any big saves to make. And as the other, I mean, Declan Rice had a sighter. When I'm thinking, why? I don't know why he tried to hit it first time.
It's a long range one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, the volley on his left. Yeah.
You think, like at that time, maybe you could take a touch. Partey had a chance from a corner that he should have scored.
Mate, he was free as a bird. Free as a bird. How he lost his marker, I don't know. And then when I looked at the replay, I didn't realize how free he was until I saw the replay. And I was like, my man's got acres of space.
Yeah.
He didn't have a marker. He did not have a marker. That's why.
Yeah.
It's embarrassing.
He's got to bury it. But as I said before, we knew that our problems were what we signed in the summer, and is that enough to as a team to win you the league? And I don't think it was. We needed more. We needed more in attack. We needed something to take us over the line. We've been calling out for a striker for 2-3 seasons. Yeah. Kai Havertz is good, but we need something else.
He's not a traditional number 9, is he? You need a traditional number 9. You needed someone that's going to stay on the edge all the time. That's not going to be moving anywhere. Because I think a game like Fulham, if you have a natural number 9, he gets 1 or 2 goals out of that game easily.
Yeah.
Easily, because Bassi, he's got mistakes in him all day long. So you'll get change out of that guy. And I'm not too sure who the other centre back was. Boney? Not Boney. I'm not too sure who the other Fulham centre back was.
It's Diop.
It's a Diop. Yeah. I mean, he's not quick. So you got someone that's going to be on the edge, Bev. You'll get something out of it. But you guys have been saying that you needed a striker for, like you said, 2 or 3 years, and you're still spending money elsewhere. It makes no sense. You got someone like Saka and Odegaard. I can't believe I just called him that. And
you put respect on his name.
All you need is someone on the defensive line, and they'll break it down. He'll get chances all day long. So I think I honestly believe in January, I don't know if they're going to loan someone, but I reckon they'll go for someone traditional. Bro,
there's no way they're loaning a good striker in January.
Bro, they ain't getting. Listen, you got more faith than me. I know my team. When we've needed a striker, we needed that player. When we needed that midfielder, we didn't sign one. Yeah, we signed Trossard. We didn't sign Declan Rice. We signed him in the summer. When we needed a striker, we didn't sign one. We signed Kai Havertz. And this season, we knew we needed a striker, and we signed the defenders and Mike Moreno. It's just, I don't know. It's too much. It's too much of I get the system thing, but when he needed to strike when the iron's hot, and you can't rely on everyone else. Everyone else is going to improve, and we think we've got time to just to take our time and not think that anyone else is going to get better. It's kind of naive. as far as I'm concerned. So yeah, it was definitely it's 3 points, 2 points drop today. That was a game that we should have put pressure on Liverpool. You never know what happens with the game. I'd rather have the points than not, rather than the
Especially as
game in
Chelsea
hand.
are breathing down your neck as well. Especially as Chelsea's
Well,
hovering
not
around. You
anymore.
needed to win it.
Not anymore.
Yeah.
No, yeah.
No, I'm saying at the time though. At the time they were. So they needed
Yeah.
to keep, the pressure on because
Yeah.
you can't have Chelsea catching wind of that.
But you got to give credit to Fulham in terms of defensively. They're stuck in there. They could have faltered. They could have given up. They didn't give up. And credit after the goal got disallowed, he wasted no time. He brought in a centre midfielder. He brought in a centre back. It's like we have what we hold. We hold what we have. And listen, he's a good manager, Marco Silva. And I'm not. I know it's at Anfield for us next week. I'm not expecting an easy ride at all. At all. He's generally played well against us. Like I said, he's a good manager. I thought Smith Rowe was an agent of Arsenal. He was not good today, boy. And it won't be tried. I think Roby played right back, left wing back, right wing back. Iwobi was everywhere today. And he put a shift in. But you're right in terms of your team. Basically what's gonna happen, these are away games. Points are gonna get dropped. I've been saying it. Points are gonna get dropped everywhere. We're gonna drop points, you're gonna drop points. And it's gonna be interesting to where we find ourselves come April time, because I think it will still be tight by then. I think they gave Saliba a man in the match in the end, and he was good, but I don't know if he was man in the match. I might have given it to one of their players, but
you know what? I think we've only won 3 games away from home. Spurs, West Ham. I can't remember the other game.
Is it only 3?
I'm sure it's only 3.
Oh wow.
But either which way, when your defender's getting man of the match, and
and it's a draw.
Apparently,
it's a
and
draw.
and it's a draw, and you're pumping the other team, and you holding all the possession. That tells you exactly what you said, what you led with, Bev, with the lack of cutting edge and all of those other, narratives. It tells you it speaks volumes. Honestly,
he got man of the match because he scored the goal.
Yeah, true. Yeah, that's true.
That's it.
That's true. That's true.
Because they didn't really have to. There was no work for him to do.
No, there wasn't.
No, yeah. So
that's a good point. Actually, that's a good point. It's the goal.
Yeah, but it still shows. Yeah, go on.
Trossard, is he turning into a problem as a starter? Because it seems like when he starts a game for you guys, he just can't do it. Where if you bring him off the bench, he's annoyed about it and he turns up.
I think that there's a problem with that left side. I don't think Trossard, he is better off the bench. He hasn't really got a lot of pace. He's a good player, but there isn't enough from him. And I think there's too much of an issue with that left hand side. Martinelli's kind of in and out of form, and sometimes when he gets a chance, doesn't really take it. I don't know if they are suffering because none of them are holding down that position. But whenever they do get the chance to do it, they don't really. I'm not seeing enough from either one of them, to be honest with you. So yeah.
I saw Zinchenko wasn't on the bench today. I thought this might have been a game for Zinchenko to come on.
I think they had a couple of injuries and suspensions.
I think he was injured. I think he's injured.
Okay.
But even I can't blame. Everyone's going to have injuries. We knew this season that this season they're going to play more games. The Champions League is going to be bigger. You can't be having a razor thin squad and praying that nobody gets injured. Everyone gets injured. It's football.
Yep.
Teams can complain about it, but have a better scouting system. That's it. You don't have to spend crazy money to get good players. Other teams have proved that. I just think that sometimes at the top teams they just get a bit lazy with it.
Okay. Well, like I said, it was an interesting weekend, and we'll see what the next week brings. So we'll move on. Man United, Lamont.
Yeah. I didn't really see it coming. I know Bevan made a little jab earlier on. I slightly felt like we were going to get something out of this game. Like I said to you last week, when I've done the match predictions and I said 3-1, that was me just trying to, I don't know. I was just trying to be clever. When I really the form that we're in at the minute, 2-1 to me sounded more realistic. and clearly I was way off. To concede a corner, yeah, so early on, as in, and they score from it. I just kind of rolled my eyes and thought, oh, here we go again. It's like you guys haven't watched or you're not learning. I mean, Lecce, he just gets pinned down by the centre back. Like he's not even like a little boy. He gets pinned. He doesn't even jump. And the guy just bucks the ball in the back of the net. And I just thought to myself, after that moment, I thought, all right, they've scored early, so there's a bit of promise in there for us. We go to the other end. There's a nice bit of play from Bruno. I think it was Delit and Ugarte. Ugarte gets free, slips the ball into Nacho, and he tries to poke it past the keeper, and Højlund's ready to just get a tap in. All right, I'm thinking, right, 1-1, we're going to go on and get 2-1, and then I can start sending messages in the WhatsApp group and start telling you guys I know what I'm talking about. Flipping hell. Was I wrong? Was I wrong? I mean, I don't think we played badly, but again, I just feel like we're just making a lot of silly mistakes. I mean, Bruno. So the last couple of games that I've been watching, we do this thing on the right hand side particularly, yeah, where the fullback or the wing back, gets the ball and he passes the ball inside to the centre back running on, like the right side is centre back running on, and then he slips the ball into the wing back that's now running on, or into the number 10 or striker. We've done that with Bruno, and Bruno does this little flick that goes behind Euro. And it looked like a cartoon strip because the way Euro had to jerk brakes to then turn around and then chase the ball, I already knew that was going to be a goal. Like straight away, I thought he's giving the ball away here and they're going to get a shot on goal. And I bet it goes in. And then I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know how it goes in.
Why did it go in, bro?
It was a Nana's trash.
Listen, guys, it's everyone knows that side of Old Trafford, there's a blade of grass. It's quite rigid. So you see when the ball hits it kicks out. You can't blame a Nana. Yeah?
Bro, what?
We got to talk to the groundsman. We got to talk to...
Can I meet him?
Lamont.
Yo.
Come on,
I'm about to meet you, bro.
I got to be honest, yeah?
You know what? When I saw it, yeah,
What?
I thought Onana's first name was Massimo. Because that's how bad it was, bro.
For real, though.
Do you know what, yeah? I feel like he tried to take that ball too comfortably and it just done a swaz and it went the other way. I don't know. He misread it. Who knows? But whatever it was, I don't think like he's made a mistake, made two mistakes. I'm trying to think. The Wood goal as well. I feel like there should have been more comms. But just talking about
no communication.
No. The Wood goal. Oh my God.
No
there was no
communication.
comms from him.
My goodness.
Delete. Go on, Lee.
What's the Argentinian guy? Martinez.
Yeah, Martinez.
Please tell me how he doesn't clear that ball, bruv.
He's on the line.
Bro, how do you
He's
not
on
clear
the
the
line.
ball? He watched the ball going off the post. He literally watches the ball going off the post, bruv.
He should have just put his chest out, his head. Like,
But we could have done anything more than what he did, which was nothing.
He watched the ball. He just watched it the whole way. So I feel like we had two moments of madness in the second half that just told me already that we're not going to get anything out of this game. And yeah, I mean, the guys are getting more minutes at the minute. I feel like it's a pre-season for Amaron.
Yeah, you're right. It is.
I'm actually getting sick of everyone on here. The only person I'm looking at the minute is Leon, and that's probably because Tottenham lost. But honestly,
when you said that, I thought we wasn't going to get anything out. I thought he was going to say this season, and I agree with you. You said that's what he's going to say. Man, you said the game.
I know Arsenal ain't getting nothing out of this season, so you can carry on chatting. Don't do that.
What do you mean don't do that, bro? What are we doing here? You're 13th. How dare you?
Right, we're going to be 13th for the yeah. To be honest, I don't know why we're still 13th, Bev. I think we can't get results, mate. We can't get a string of results together. He's trying to press home.
You are.
This steady. That was uncalled for. Yeah. No, I think he's trying. Look, he's trying to imprint a philosophy on the guys, and I can see the idea in what he's trying to kind of develop with the team. I think we spoke about it maybe off camera or earlier on in the pod. He hasn't got the personnel that he needs. You can see that from the pace to the power to just the footballing intelligence in some moments. Because the way we scored our first goal, or the way we got the opportunity to score the first goal, we tried to do that one or two times before, and it was like, after, and it was like the guys forgot where they needed to be, what the movement was to get ourselves that opportunity. And Bruno was like orchestrating. He was like, you need to stand there. You need to be there. Like, we'll try it again. He'll go away, come back into the hole. And then, so I can see that once we get maybe the right personnel, once we get a little bit more time in between games so that we can actually practice things on the training park rather than watching videos and just having all our guys recover, because as you know, we have got a bag of guys that are unfit and or injured at the minute.
Hold on,
I feel like we're going to be going... Go on, Biff.
I'll ask you a question then. You said about once you get the guys in, yeah? I think there's a lot of players in your team that are going to get chopped. If you could build that team around 5 players, what 5 would it be?
Bro, that's a question and a half, bro.
That's a very good question.
Right.
Like it.
So I will keep Anana, Mazrari.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
I will keep Ugarte. I would keep Kobe Mainu. One left. Yikes.
Notice he's always cussing all the fraud and Fernandez.
Fernandez,
it should be first name. He's captain, bro.
No. You saved the best till last. You saved the best till last.
So you get rid of Euro. You get rid of Euro, yeah? You get rid of Euro.
But the thing about, do you want me to be honest?
No.
The reason why I would get rid of Euro...
It doesn't matter. No. You don't need to. You don't need to.
The
question wasn't that.
I'm mocking.
No, that's fine. I told you my 5. No.
Yeah.
Listen, I told you my 5. But the only reason why I would say to you, I can't put Euro in there because it would be naive of me. I haven't seen enough of him, to be honest. Yeah,
and you don't. And it doesn't mean that everybody else gets dashed out. It's just who's the.
I'm not a hype man. I'm not a hype man. I'm going to go on what I see. I'm going to go on what I see and the guys that I feel like can be and will be integral to the squad and are, let's say. So, yeah, great question, Bev. But I'm just glad I don't like the way you did that.
Ask me
that. But yeah, all in all, look, we're still 13th. We still look way off it, to be honest. But I can see that he has got an idea and he's trying to get the players on his page. But unfortunately, you know, I think all the Man United fans are going to have to exercise patience. They're going to have to exercise patience, honestly, because it's not going to be a one trick. All right, he's got it, a wand. He's going to wave the wand and we're going to get 6 or 7 games on the bounce. I can't see it. I just can't see it. We're going to have a couple of games where we might drop points, we'll drop points, and a couple of games that probably will beat teams that you think, these guys are going to get drummed. Like a City in a couple of weeks. I don't think we're going to go there. And I don't feel personally like we'll lose, to be honest. I don't. We're both in bad shape at the minute. Yeah, we're both. We're you know, I'll take that jab. We're basically out at the minute, pause, but we'll get something out of that game for sure. But obviously now, I think after that game, and then me hearing, you know, Dan Astra being sacked or mutual, you know, parting.
He got sacked, boy.
Listen, when you're 6 months in any position, okay, and you're meant to be part of the new generation or the new kind of idea, I feel like to be told that you need to step aside so early, something's happened. We're not going to hear about it just yet. When? I don't know. But I want to know what happened, honestly. There's no way you've just said, right, we want you to go and spend money in the summer and we're going to create something around you, Omar, and some of the other leadership team, some of the other leadership that we've got involved now. And then we get into November or early December and it's like, sorry, yeah, you're not good enough. See you later. And just kick you down the road. That's one of two things, yeah? That's either a big mistake, yeah? A big mistake, or that's showing that Ratcliffe and the Ineos group are very cutthroat. As in, when you're not doing what they like, or you're not doing how they like you to do it, or in a timely fashion, they'll just cut you loose.
He only started in July, bro.
Yeah, but why would you spend the money on him?
The thing is, you waited 5 months gardening leave for him to come. He comes in July. He spent 5 million, and you give him 5 months, like one window.
And then, did you not fix the roof? Because basically the roof money just got wasted on this guy. Realistically, and what did he do? He kept Ten Hag, helped sign a few guys. But let's be real. I believe that this is probably a disagreement about who the next manager was going to be. Yeah.
Yeah.
He
I
didn't
don't
want
think he
Emery.
wanted Amarin. I don't think he did.
Wanted Southgate.
Probably wanted Southgate.
And Potter. Southgate and Potter.
And I feel like obviously, and I feel like obviously with that conversation and where Amaran's had a couple of games where he's not turned the results around the way he should, he's gone in the see, I told you kind of thing.
No, but do you know what though? Do you know what?
Because what's Amarin supposed to do coming in, bro? This team.
No, but do you know what?
There's no bounce, bro.
No,
You guys are limping still.
No, bro.
bounce,
That was a crystal ball.
That's the shortest honeymoon period ever, bro.
But you know what though? If they wanted Ashworth in this team, right, and they're going to talk about his ideas, and he's saying, and they're talking about who he wants as manager and his philosophies and stuff like that. Surely they would have known that before they signed him. So it stinks. Like I get it, like the ruthlessness of it all, but if it was disjointed from before, because in July. They were talking about we're all in this together, but we all got an idea and a philosophy, and we all gone in the same direction. But then 5 months later, like one person's going to the left and the other one's going to the right, and someone's going through the middle. There's no direction.
Lamont, I was gonna say the one thing that I have to say is, don't you think that they brought too many men in? Like there's too many cooks
CEOs,
in there.
executives,
they brought like 3 or 4 guys. Like they've got Jim Ratcliffe coming to oversee all of this investment that he's made into the club. You got Jason Wilcox, you had Ashworth, you had what's his name, Brailsford coming.
That's his boy.
Bro, how many guys do you need?
Yeah, I think all of them come with their own talents, if you like, from, getting players in to managing the business side of Manchester to kind of getting the fans and or the community involved in the team to kind of lift the spirits. So I feel like they've all got their kind of strong. They've all got strong elements to why they've been brought in. So Ineos are trying to not bundle one person or one individual with all the responsibility, in my opinion. For everything I read and the conversations that I'm seeing being had from, Ratcliffe and Ineos, they are trying to have it run a little bit differently to what it's been run in the last, since Fergie's left. So that's the only reason that I can put it down to, really. That's the only excuse I can really give them. But for now, it's patience that needs to be exercised. Nothing more than that. Yeah, it's difficult to lose to, Stoke City and then kind of, I keep on doing that, Arsenal, and then to lose to like Forest at home. It's horrible. It's a horrible feeling. But we just have to exercise patience, and that's all.
Yeah, that was...
The only thing I'll say is...
you need to go down swinging, bro.
Trust me, bro, he is.
Throwing bare jabs. That fake jab too. I saw it. Just slipped it, bruv.
It won't be negative. It won't have a negative impact because the guys that you brought in can seemingly do the job without him anyway, from the positions they've had previously. So like Leon said, it looked like overkill in the first place. So for your sake, obviously not for mine, for your sake, I hope it's a case where things are now moving smoothly because you've taken out a rotten egg potentially.
Yeah, potentially. I don't believe it to be a rotten egg. I think it's just a man that has had a different idea, and obviously he couldn't. Yeah. They couldn't turn his opinion around on Amarin. Does that make sense? So like someone said, "All right, bring him in, see how he gets on." And
5 million,
No, but I'm saying
you are speculating, by the way.
No, it's all speculation, obviously. But I'm just like 6 months isn't a long time in a senior role, so you'd like to think that. I don't know if they're going to replace him. I don't know if they've got a plan to replace him just yet. I haven't seen anything out there.
I don't think they'll need to.
I heard they weren't.
They got enough man in there, bro, making decisions.
Yeah, so maybe they won't. Maybe they'll just kind of try to, just give one person all the responsibilities Dan had and go from there.
Okay. All right, then. We'll move on to the last game. Palace against Man City. Was it? Can't even call it a shock anymore because the way Man City have been playing, it's just been laughable. But Rico Lewis, I feel sorry for him in one hand because you can see he's pumped up because for some reason, he's been getting the flack. He's a young kid, 20 years old or 19 years old, that Pepper said is highly talented, and he's giving him minutes, playing him in centre midfield where he shouldn't be playing. He should be playing right back because Walker is finished. And he's a right back. So he should probably be playing there. And he's got himself too excited. He scored a goal, thinking, yes, it's 2-2, and he's being dumb. Someone else committed a foul, and he decided to shout in the referee's face. Why? Why are you shouting in the referee's face? It's not a foul, it's not a foul, it's not a foul. Giving yourself a yellow card when you're playing in the middle of the pitch, and then you get yourself sent off for, admittedly, it wasn't a yellow card because the tackle he made, his foot got stamped on.
Yeah, exactly.
He caused that by himself by being stupid and shouting at the referee when he had no reason to. It's a free kick, play on. It's 2-2, it's a free kick, play on. Keep your head. But nope. And he cost them because they were pushing, and they had 10 men for the last, probably 10 minutes of the game because 84 minutes to get all the extra time. Yeah. And he possibly cost them a chance for winning the game because they weren't able to push on as much as they could have. And yes, he's young, it's naivety, but I'm sure the players would have told him, but in no uncertain terms, you can't be doing that, bro. We're winners out here. That's not how we behave.
Yeah, I mean, Pep put a battery in his back when he's talking about him in the press constantly and kind of putting, a spotlight on him. So obviously, when he's coming to that game, he feels like he's probably, invincible. That's why he's going on smoke, talking to the ref, how he's talking to the ref, and it's just not necessary, really. He's just come into the game. You know what I mean? So he should just be trying to make a name for himself just with the ability he has, not with anything else outside of the game, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
His goal was well taken, to be fair.
Nice.
Very good goal.
Nice.
Very good goal. And you're right, Jay. I feel like they definitely could have kicked on and done something there because they were probing and pushing and trying to make a breakthrough. But obviously, as soon as that red card happened, I think Pep had to make a choice. Does he take the risk? Or does he just take the point? Do you know what I mean? And he obviously decided just to take the point. And just go from there.
You know what though? Sometimes I think can be a bit harsh about with players because we want them to play with aggression but controlled aggression and intensity but controlled intensity. Sometimes these things. The
reason why I disagree with that because I've played rugby. I watch rugby consistently.
I was literally
they play with serious aggression, bro. They're looking to take man's head off, but when a referee is there, they don't chat nonsense to the referee. Yes, it's a different culture. Yes, you're brought up differently.
That's exactly
but still,
but
the thing is, but you're
culture.
Saying that we're expecting but I've played football. It's a different culture. I play football. I won't do that to referee. I play football. They have to learn. They have to learn to control yourself in that situation. There's no need for it.
No, I hear that. But rugby is an exception because in other sports, the same thing happens. Whether it's American football or basketball, they do some foolishness too.
They get flags.
Basketball, they get flags. They can take that straight away. Yeah, you don't talk to referees in basketball. You don't chat to referees like that in basketball.
But they do.
They do. They get text for it, bro.
They do. Yeah. I know. They do. But I'm saying that in that same situation, there are players that are of big stature that do that. I'm saying that in football and culture, unless you're going to coach that out of them, but they've never been able to do it, and they haven't done it yet. And
that's one of my bugbears anyway. That's a bugbear of mine. I can't stand it.
Yeah. I think we've spoken about that for a few years, James, to be fair. Just the way the discipline is it's just not necessary because they're officials, Don't get me wrong, they're not great at the best of times. But in what sports are they exceptional? I don't think any sports they're exceptional per se. So but I do feel like obviously
bad calls.
Yeah, but I think where they get paid a lot of money, as in the players, and obviously there's a lot of eyes on them. So I do believe, in my opinion, that they do have a big responsibility on their shoulders and they should take that seriously. And he's young. So, when you're surrounded by the good ones and the De Bruynes and, the Silvers and even, Diaz and all them Donnies, the guys that have, been in the league for years and know what this level requires to win trophies, they should put an arm around him and just say to him, listen, calm down. We need 11 men on here, or, words to that effect. And unfortunately, it was I do feel like it was an error in the sending off. I totally
Yeah,
agree with that. But that
Yeah.
should have, if anything, just been a yellow, and then he could have still been on the pitch, and they may have got points out of it.
So so do you think, Bevan, the referee should have just given a talking to then? Instead of giving a yellow card for the dissent, you think he should have just told him to calm down?
Sometimes you can just tell people to calm down. But I'm just saying that, like,
No, I'm saying in this time,
for
do
that
you
one.
think he should have got booked, or do you think he should have just got talking to?
No, he should have got booked. Yeah, I'm not saying he shouldn't have got booked. I'm just saying that when we like we're on the sideline selling players, they shouldn't get so animated. When this is how you go watch football at youth level, and all of those players who gets animated. Where do they get this? Where do they learn how to do this from?
Yeah,
Their parents.
Their parents.
and you expect them to then change it as they get older, but that's the culture. I'm just saying, like, sometimes we can't just look at things so
black and white kind of thing.
black and white. Yes,
it's a fair point, but I don't know. I just the way I am, I hate it I hate it through the game. That's one of my bugbears of football. I want to be a referee so I can stamp that nonsense out. I can't stand it. So I get it because I've played the game and I get the emotion of it. But there's ways that it can hurt you, and it's hurt him, and it's hurt his team today. Because if he didn't do that, he would have got a second yellow card. It would have got another yellow card, and it would have been play on. Do you think the referee made a huge error, or was it just it happened so quickly that you couldn't really tell who hit who first?
I don't think it's a huge error, but with VAR, I guess I
But
can
you
contradict.
You can't.
It's a yellow card. It's a yellow card, isn't it?
Yeah. I forgot.
But was it not? Hold on. Wasn't it in Crystal Palace's box?
It was in their box, yeah.
So in theory, is it not a potential penalty because he stamped on Lewis's foot?
I don't know. I feel like they both make contact.
Technically, he's fouled Lewis. Because if we're saying Lewis didn't foul him, then you're technically then saying
wasn't a foul there. There was definitely a foul there. Yeah. So you got a point there, to be honest.
Might not have been enough to give a penalty.
Yeah, no enough intensity.
No intensity.
That's the. All right, listen. That statement there, that's gonna come out and burn them regular. I'm telling you now. I mean, question to all of you, yeah. When City won 3-0, I think it was against Bournemouth. Am I right?
Nottingham Forest.
Nottingham Forest. Okay. Did we all think that? All right, cool. They're gonna pick up a bit of a stride here because they've got a couple of games coming up where we feel. You didn't, Lee.
No, I knew this Crystal Palace match would be a banana skin for them. If Crystal Palace is a really hard place to go to, most big teams struggle to get results there. They make it really difficult for you. And City in the past have often had to score late goals to get a result out of that. So I didn't think they would get. I didn't think it was guaranteed that they were going to run from now. But I did think that when Kevin De Bruyne came back, that link between him and Haaland would start to click. But you can tell Kevin De Bruyne is still a step off at the moment. So for me,
he doesn't look fit.
He needs a little bit more time. He's been out a long time, and I think they're trying to ease him in slowly.
You look at their last 6 games. In 2021, they lost 2-0 at home. Then they drew the game after that 0-0. Then they won 4-2, won 1-0, drew 2-2, and won 4-2. So Palace always seem to score goals against them, apart from 1 game. 2 games. They get goals against them. So it's like Leon said, it's not straightforward for them. And it's 3 different managers as well, hasn't it been?
Yeah. Hodgson.
I think Vieira might have been one of them as well.
Might have been.
And this guy, I forget his name. But listen, we've had trouble with Crystal Palace. Glasner. We've had trouble with Palace, and things they weren't even great, but they get stuck in, and they're very set in their ways and how they play. Their structure is strong. When they're on, their structure is so strong.
I think their issue is against the teams that are in and around them. I think it's the mentality again. We say about a lot of teams now, but it seems like teams are not taking those games that they should be winning seriously enough. So it's probably what's costing them right now. Them.
That first goal, the defending for that first goal was awful.
Oh yeah, for Munoz to get in.
Yeah, that was That's very
Trying to play
poor.
offside trap.
Yeah.
Didn't work.
Yeah,
Okay.
Liverpool sitting pretty now, isn't it? Really? That's it.
Well, it's no change, really. It's not really. Well, it's 4 points. That's the 4 points. We said. I've already said Fulham because you've moved us on nicely to our predictions. I've already said there's no guarantee we beat Fulham. So if we don't get a win out of Fulham next week and Chelsea win, then that's 1 point or 2 points or whatever it could turn out to be. So I don't know, man. Fulham, Chelsea are playing Brentford. It's in a derby, so it's a tough period right now. So we'll do our scores anyway. So we'll start with you, Bevan. You have got
Everton at home, innit?
yes, 3:00 kickoff. Everton at home.
3-0.
So yeah, I was gonna say it's just a matter of how many. I think.
Yeah, we tend to do well against Everton at home, so I'm gonna go 3-0.
Lamont, you're on mute.
Apologies. Yeah, we got City. So I did say earlier on, I feel like we'll get something there. Bro, what that looks like at the minute, I'm a little bit. I'm gonna go 2-1. United.
Okay.
Whoa,
Yeah.
Positive.
that's
Stay positive,
yeah.
man.
That's bold, brave.
It's away from home. 2-1.
We're both in the mud, like you said earlier on.
Mud
We're both
brothers,
in the
yeah.
mud. Yeah, we're both in the mud, and I don't. We haven't had a high scoring game against City for a while, so
Okay.
I feel like obviously where we're probably both at 2-1's probably about right.
Okay.
Maybe.
And you, Lee?
You tell me, bro. You tell me.
So right, listen, you're playing bottom of the league. You're playing bottom of the league. You're playing bottom of the league. So there's got to be something. I know you're gonna be despondent.
No.
You got to turn the corner somewhere.
James. We've played 2 bottom of the league teams
Yeah,
already.
true that.
And what happened?
True that. You gave them their first win of the season. For fair, that's fair.
His disdain is well placed. I'm gonna be honest,
Bro.
I tried, did it? I tried.
You know what? I'm gonna say 2-1 Tottenham, but don't be surprised if it's 1-0 to Southampton. Just saying, innit?
No, there's no way they're keeping a clean sheet.
There's
no way they're keeping a clean sheet.
I was going to say something to you earlier, James, yeah? Before we talk to predictions, just to talk about Southampton for a minute, yeah? But it was a nice segue, there, Lee.
Wait, hold on.
I've watched the last 3 games from Southampton, and they are doing the exact same thing every single time to put themselves in problems.
Yeah.
You guys have to win that game because your press they'll crumble. They're not learning from their mistakes. So, like I said earlier in the season, they're not going to be here next year. We all know that. They might as well just pack their bags now because they are horrible.
Is a champion? He's not ready for this level. I don't think.
No, I don't. I think it's the manager. The manager's trying to do stuff with players that he doesn't have the ability. That don't have the ability. He can't do them things. Fleckham saved them yesterday massively.
Yeah. This is not a dig.
Not Fleckham, sorry. Go on, Joe.
Oh, for Southampton, man. It's not a dig.
Yeah.
But he's doing what Andrew's doing, and he's saying what Andrew's saying. This is the way I want to play. They're telling him about his mistakes. He's like, basically, this is who we are. That's basically what he's saying. And he's a BTEC Ange, which is why Ange should win. So, in that regard, I'll move on to my one. The way Fulham are defending and the way Marco Silva hates Liverpool since his Everton days, and even when he's been at Fulham, he always gets something. He always gets a goal or something that makes it tough for us. I don't know. It's a new manager.
You always do this thing, you know. You know how annoying this is. You know how annoying it is.
It was good to go. And
this is a factor. That is a factor.
It is a factor. It's a factor, though.
2-0, yeah.
3-1 Fulham. 3-1 Liverpool. Sorry.
Was that 3-1?
That's 3-1 Liverpool.
See.
So if it's 3-1 Liverpool, does Leon get the points next week?
Innit?
Are we tallying these points up? I didn't even know we were doing that.
In the end, we are.
Okay.
What we were supposed to do actually, we were supposed to it takes too long for all
Takes
us
too
give
long,
predictions.
man. We just
For
got
all
to
of
get
us
our
do
own team
predictions.
score right.
So we'll do
that's
our
the
own.
key.
Yeah.
That can come in the future. But yeah, no, it's 2-1. 2-1 Liverpool. 2-1 Liverpool.
Trying to be modest
So
doesn't suit you.
no,
I know.
what do you mean? What do you mean?
We're not buying it, man. We don't believe you.
We know the villain in you now, mate. We've seen it. We've all seen it. Even the viewers have seen it. We've seen your
All right,
edge.
and 3-1. All right, 3-1.
See?
3-1. 3-1. Salah to get 2.
See, that's the
And
And
key.
you're calling the scores as well.
I'll get bonus
Nah,
points
you're
for Salah
taking
getting 2, yeah? It's at home, innit? It's at home. It's at home, so. But yeah. Yeah, okay. Well, we have reached the end of this week's episode. A very, very poor weekend in general for you guys, I'm assuming. I'm not sure any of you guys enjoyed it, if I'm completely honest. And we didn't play, so I didn't really enjoy it. I'd have liked to have played. But having said that, the way the weather was, it probably would have favoured Everton. The wind, everything at that ground, it being the last ever game against Liverpool at Goodison. So maybe it was probably a good thing with our injuries and suspensions that it got called off. So yeah. Thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to like, don't forget to share. And if it's your first time watching, or if you're watching it loads of times and you still haven't subscribed, make sure you subscribe. And we'll see you next week. Take it easy, guys. Peace.
Catch you later.
Peace.
Peace.